finish. Well, basically you're here at St. Patrick's Well, just about a mile and a half outside Clonmel. Now, this is a natural spring. The water is coming from deep underground. Basically, here in South Tipperary, you have a bed of limestone. So where you get limestone, you get caves or caverns. These caverns, they're filled with water. They're called aquifers. So the water is coming up through the limestone, and it's filtered and purified naturally as it comes up. Now, the water is coming up here all over, but here behind me is the original well. It's a geological phenomena. The water has been coming up here for over 1,000 million years. It's coming from deep underground. It's coming from about 400 feet down. So there is very good minerals and healing properties in this water. People have been coming to this well for over 10,000 years. St. Patrick was the main one to bring Christianity to Ireland in the 5th century, but people had been coming here 8,000 to 9,000 years before Christianity. In pre-Christian times, you didn't have any towns or cities. Dublin, Cork, Waterford, Limerick, Galway, Kilkenny, you name it, they weren't in existence. But what people tend to forget is you still had people in the country. So we're here very close to the river shore, less than a mile from the shore here. So there would have been a lot of people living along on the banks of the shore. So those old pagan or pre-Christian people, any place they found fresh water, they made that an assembly place. People came here for water, they came for healing, they came to socialise, they came to make matches, they came to wash, they came to be taught. Everything happened at the well. You had all types of trades and professions, from druids to healers to traders, physicians, musicians, storytellers. You name it, they were all here. I suppose the best way you could describe it is it was like an outdoor festival all year round. The pagans, they had 4 big festivals in the year. And at the beginning of February, Imballik. At the beginning of May, Bealtaine. At the beginning of August, Lunasa. And in the beginning of November, Sound. And at those festivals we're told that you could have maybe 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people here in pre-Christian times. It was, as I said, it was probably the single biggest assembly place in Ireland pre-Christianity. Now, St. Patrick, he began to Christianise Ireland in the 5th century. I'll just say a few words about St. Patrick. St. Patrick was born in Britain about the year 400. We don't know whether it was Wales or Scotland. So he actually tells us the name of the place he was born in, but the same name occurs both at the mouth of the River Severn in Wales and also near Dumbarton in Scotland, so we're not quite sure. But irrespective of which or whether, Patrick was a Christian, and when he was 15 years of age he was captured by Irish raiders, and who had gone across to Britain, and they captured Patrick and brought him here to Ireland and sold him as a slave up in County Antrim on Slieve Meash. He was bought by a farmer up there, and he was used as a slave to herd sheep and pigs on Slieve Meash. So Patrick, being a Christian, realised that the Irish hadn't heard of Christianity, and he made up his mind that being a Christian he would escape and would study to be a bishop and would come back to convert the Irish to Christianity. So after 6 years he did escape, and he travelled on to France, where he went to 3 colleges. Montmartre, M-O-N-T-M-R-T-R-E, near the present city of Paris. The second one was Leerdens, L-E-R-I-N-S, and the third one was Auxerre, U-X-E-R-E. And having studied in those 3 colleges to become a bishop, he travelled down to Rome, which entailed walking. He walked all the way to Rome, and in the year 432 he was made a bishop by Pope Celestine I. So that same year, 432, that was the year Patrick began to Christianise Ireland. Now, when Patrick began to Christianise Ireland in 432, as I mentioned to you previously, there was there was no towns or cities in pre-Christian times, but in the 5th century the two most important places in Ireland was where Tara in County Meath was the capital, where the High King of Ireland lived, and the second most important place was very near us here, Cashel, which the King of Munster lived in. Patrick began in Tara by preaching Christianity to the High King. The country wasn't divided into counties then, but he went across to a place by the name of Knockcrahan, or Crahan Hill, in the present county Roscommon, and from there he came south to Cashel, which was the residence of the King of Munster. The king at the time was a man by the name of Angus, so Patrick preached, converted and baptised the king in Cashel. Now, having converted the king in Cashel, and because this was so close, and because this was where the big assembly of people was, a straight line from here to Cashel is only 10 miles. So Patrick came here in the year 447, and he preached, converted and baptised here at this well. Now, when he had these people here converted to Christianity, and when he had this region converted to Christianity, that Celtic cross that you see here on my right-hand side, on my left-hand side, that cross was erected there then. So that cross has been here from the 5th century. So historians and archaeologists and all the people in the know, anthropologists and all those people, agree that it's the oldest cross in Ireland. Now, people have been walking out to that cross for the last almost 1600 years. From St. Patrick's time here, this was a great place of pilgrimage. In the Middle Ages, this was one of the single biggest places of pilgrimage in Ireland. The three biggest places were Our Lady's Island in Wexford, St. Patrick'swell, where we're standing at the moment, and Lough Derg in County Donegal. It was such a big place of pilgrimage in the Middle Ages that plenary indulgence was granted by Pope Paul V in 1619 for anybody coming to this well on the Feast of the Saint, which is St. Patrick's Day, 17th of March, or on Pentecost Sunday, that they would get an substantial indulgence and a remission for their sins.